my channel. So in this video I will be talking about how to build confidence in your natural hair. So a lot of people I notice are not genuinely confident in their natural hair. While there are a lot that are, there are a lot that aren't. I grew up with a mother that always wore her hair curly. Like, she wore her hair curly pretty much 100% of the time until I got to maybe like high school, and then she started playing around with the flat iron. So I always grew up with a woman who was a curly girl, pretty much. Before it even became popular, or before it even became a thing really, she always wore her hair curly and voluminous and big and all that. So I had that inspiration from the jump. It wasn't until I got to like high school or I started encountering girls that like didn't understand like the fact that I wore my hair curly. They liked it. Like, people would ask me, how'd you get your hair like that? Or what'd you do to get your hair like that? Like, I would get questions like that, but I always get like also too from friends like, oh my god, we're going out, like, can't you do your hair? Oh my god, can you straighten it? Can you do your hair? Like, whatever. It always was just like, no, like, I like my hair. It's also nice to have people around you. I'm gonna just talk about like your circle. It's good to have people around you that support your natural hair or your curly hair, because at the end of the day, this hair grows out your scalp. It is what your God gave it to you naturally. It is your hair, and you should obviously love anything that God gave to you. Because it is you, and it's the only thing that like nobody else has that you need to rock and basically make your own. Like I said, it wasn't until high school where people started like, I guess, being like, oh, what? Like, what are you doing? Why are you wearing your hair like that? Like, this is before the natural hair movement. This is literally like 2004 to 2008. So I had people around me that supported my curly hair. For instance, my mom and my boyfriend at the time really loved my curly hair. So I was just like, I mean, anybody else was kind of just like, your opinion, I mean, although it's kind of like annoying that you're being rude towards me about my hair, your opinion is not really important because I have a support system around me supports my decision to wear my hair curly. I just feel like a lot of people are afraid to rock their natural hair. And I say this because I feel like they grow up with not a good support system, or never seeing people around them with curly hair. And they don't feel like it's either beautiful or cute or sexy or whatever. They think straight hair is the standard of beauty. So because of that, they will straighten their hair, or they will get a relaxer or whatever. So, or they will wear weave. So I honestly believe that if you do not rock your natural hair, you are not embracing yourself. That's just what I think. Like, I know a lot of girls wear weaves, protective styling, and whatever, and that's cool because every now and then I want to wear like extensions, or every now and then I want to like do something different. Like, I get that, but if you're doing that all the time, like 90 to 100% of the time you're wearing a weave, I can guarantee deep down you do not enjoy your natural hair. You do not like your hair. That's a problem. That's lacking confidence. I feel like the main way to like build confidence is to wear your hair. Doesn't matter how short it is, doesn't matter the texture, you should wear your hair. A great step in building confidence is to wear your hair. Stop hiding behind the weave. Stop hiding behind even straight hair, because I mean, I've been down that road where I wore my hair straight all the time and whatnot, and it was because I didn't want to deal with my curly hair, or my hair got too thick at one point, or like whatever, or just wasn't used to my texture. For instance, growing up, I had heat damage growing up because I did wear my hair straight a lot of the time. I straightened my hair once a month, didn't really do the right techniques in straightening my hair, so I had a looser pattern, and that was the pattern that I was used to. And then when I got to like when I graduated college, I started getting into the whole natural hair like movement and stuff, and doing natural products and taking care of my hair a different way. I noticed that my texture had gotten way thicker, and well, not even thicker at that time because it's thicker now. It had gotten way kinkier, and I was not used to that, and I was just like, what is this new texture that I have? I don't recognize this texture as being my texture, because I had grown out my heat damage or cut my heat damage off, and I wasn't, I don't want to say I wasn't happy with it per se, but I was confused by it. And I was confused by the shrinkage that I had, because I never had that much shrinkage in my life. So it was kind of like, it put me in this place where I was uncomfortable and I didn't feel confident, because one, my hair was really short, I had hella shrinkage, and I had this new texture that I wasn't familiar with. So it was like, okay. And I fell into the trap of straightening again, which put me back again in my natural hair journey, and I had a big shop all over again, which is where I'm at now. But it was a process. It was a process because I realized during that process, and it took me a few steps to get to this point, because I realized at some point, like, okay, my hair is getting long, but it's not as thick as I want. It's not getting past a certain length. Like, what the hell do I have to do to get it to that place? And I realized, oh, I am brainwashed. I got to a point where I realized, like, okay, my hair is heat damaged again, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the heat damage because it allowed my hair to be elongated, so I could make it so it could look longer, curly. It was less work because it wasn't tight, and also too, it was what I was familiar with because I had heat damage for so long that I was comfortable with that. And it's like I had to get to a point where I had to break out of that comfortability of what I thought my hair was supposed to be like and accept what it was. And I'm at a point now where I love my natural hair. I love that it's so much thicker. I love that it's so much curlier than it used to be, because now it does things that it would never do. My twists are so juicy and popping. My twists would not do this before when I had heat damage. They were so slinky and thin and ugh, and it's like you just have to like change your mindset. And another way of changing your mindset is to watch people with your natural texture. If you are 4C, you need to watch people with 4C hair. If you are 4A, you need to watch people with 4A hair. If you are 3A, you need to watch people with 3A hair. Not saying that you only have to watch those people, because obviously you can learn things from other textures, because a lot of things go into it, like, you know, porosity or elasticity, and a lot of different things play into natural hair than just texture alone. But if you are having problems or not feeling confident in your curly hair and how to wear it and how it looks, I recommend watching naturals on YouTube, on Instagram, social media, whatever, who have your texture. I started watching I still watch looser texture girls, but I really narrowed down on finding girls with my texture or guys with my texture. And like the main ones I would say is Tiffany Laban, Terrell McDonald, and Razor Empress. Off the top of my head are one of the main people who I could think of right now who have my texture. And even 22nd century natural woman who has really long hair, she has my texture. And watching them gives me the inspiration I need to like to see, oh wow, this texture is really gorgeous, this texture looks really good. Because I also, growing up, my hair, because I had heat damaged hair, it was flat. It was very flat and it hung like in a downward position. My hair will grow downward, but it also grows outward. And I felt really uncomfortable wearing my hair big because I felt like, oh, it's too big, oh, it's too big. Like it's out of your comfort zone. So you have to like train yourself to be okay with it. And I honestly, the biggest key thing to training myself to be okay with big hair was watching girls with big hair. And honestly, like, I'm saying this from a perspective now of someone who's really confident with themselves and really confident with their own hair. It's like when you watch someone else who exudes confidence, it like gives you permission to be confident as well, and that same thing that you have as well. So me watching other girls be confident with their hair and their texture and their bigness and their voluptuous, you know, all of that gave me the confidence to be like okay with my texture and my hair and my bigness and my popping curls, and to play around with my own hair and what works for me. Before, I wasn't really willing as much to do that because I was okay with having heat damage because it was what I was used to. And that's not okay, because my hair was damaged and it would not get past a certain length. It would be thinned out on the ends or be thinned out on the edges, or not, you know, do what I wanted to do because I was not accepting it for what it was. And I wasn't able to get to my goal because I wasn't accepting it for what it was. And now that I've accepted my hair for what it is, and even though I obviously have standards for it, like, you know, my standards are to obviously have clean, even ends, a blunt haircut, thickness, all that stuff. Those are healthy standards versus negative, unhealthy standards of like wanting looser hair, or hair that's gonna hang, or hair that's not so big, or whatever. So that goes back to what I said. It's basically just watching other people who have your natural texture to help give you the confidence to be okay with your own texture. That is a big one. And honestly, a lot, like, let's go back to what I was saying about hiding your hair. A lot of women hide their hair, not just with weaves, because a lot of women do wear weaves a lot because they don't know how to deal with their hair. They don't want to learn how to deal with their hair. They don't really like their hair. Their twist outs never work out. Their, you know, wash-and-goes never work out. Whatever it is. Or even people who wear their hair straight all the time. It's like you wear your hair straight like 95 to 100% of the time. Why? Because you're not confident with your natural hair. Why aren't you confident with your natural hair? Maybe because you don't know how to do it. Why don't you take time to learn how to do your hair? You have so much, we have so much information at our fingertips in this day and age, especially on the social media. There's so many people sharing their journey. There's so many people telling stories. There's so many people with so much information. There's so many products on the shelf. There's YouTube. It's like, you can find the information. I started finding the information for natural hair in 2012, and the information wasn't even that available back then. So now, like 5 years later, the information is completely at your disposal. So it's kind of just like to say, oh, well, I don't wear my hair curly because I don't know what to do with it, or I don't wear my hair curly because, you know, it's honestly an excuse. It's an excuse. And while you may disagree and be like, no, but I really don't have time. Yes, you may, but honestly, if you want to have a goal and you want to do something, you make time. You make time for what you want. Kind of like a man who will not make time to hang out with you. Why? Because he doesn't want to hang out with you. A man that wants to hang out with you is because he actually likes you and he wants to make time for you and build something with you. It's the same kind of relationship with your hair. Like, if you really want to enjoy your hair and rock your hair and have this big, voluptuous, beautiful, natural hair, you're gonna make time for it. You are. Like, that's just what it is. A lot of people are also really insecure or afraid to wear their natural hair in the workplace because of white people. Because white people have taught us from back as far as slavery that having nappy hair is not acceptable, that the closer you are to whiteness, aka looser texture, straight hair, the higher in status you are. Obviously that's bullshit, okay? Obviously it's bullshit. I've gotten, I don't know how many jobs wearing my hair curly. I don't know how many jobs wearing my hair in twists. Like, so it's just like, that's a lie. Like, it's not true. And you have to have the confidence, because honestly, white people actually find black hair to be fascinating. They're always touching your hair, or how did you get it like that? Asking, is your hair naturally like that? Like, so it's like, they're not going to be like obtuse to your hair unless you're obtuse to your hair. And even still, in that sentence, I'm like thinking to myself, wow, that sounds really crazy, because the fact that you even care about what a white person thinks because they run a business and you're about to work for them is really shows how insecure you are and how you really feel about yourself. And it's like, you really need to like soul search and analyze why you think there's certain things. And it's not because it is that, it's because you were taught to believe that. You were taught by society to fall into that whole sheep mindset of following the leader. And it's like, no, you don't want to be that person. You want to break out of the norm. You want to love yourself. And a way to love yourself is to break out of societal norms, because honestly, what is beautiful in our society? Blonde hair, blue eyes, light skin. Am I blonde haired? Am I blue eyed? Am I light skinned? No, I'm not. And am I beautiful? Yes, I am. So it's like, you just have to mentally break out of whatever like constraints you put yourself on, or society has put you on because of whatever is going on in society. And you have to do that by re-brainwashing yourself and feeding yourself images of what you want to be and what you feel that you are. Watching YouTubers who have big hair and beautiful kinky curly hair like you is a big way to re-brainwash yourself. And honestly, I've had to re-brainwash myself with many things, not even just hair or anything like that. I've had to re-brainwash myself with a lot of other things that you're just kind of taught by society in order to be a higher level thinking person and above, you know, that nonsense. Like, I have friends who have said, oh, I can't wear braids in the workplace. Oh, I can't wear my wash and go in the workplace. I can't wear a wash and go during an interview. And I'm just like, why? And they're like, oh, because it's not tamed. Oh, because it's not done. I'm like, a wash and go takes a lot of work. My wash and go takes about an hour and a half to do. Like, that is a style, girl. That's a style. It's curled. It's a style. It's your hair. How is it not acceptable for an interview? How's it not acceptable to go to work with braids? Like, people really have to get over something that is keen to your ancestral DNA, keen to your cultural background. Braids is a big part of Black people's cultural background, and like, you just have to let go of trying to be white. Like, honestly, that's really what that is. You gotta let that go, because that's really what a lot of society has kind of brainwashed people to be. And I'm a traveler. I travel a lot, and I see people from all over the world, and they all do the same thing. Try to be more white. Try to be more white when they're not white. And it's like, that's not what you are. And the main way of being confident is accepting yourself for who you are. That is how you build confidence. And again, a way to do that is to re-brainwash yourself into believing that how you are is fine, how you are is okay, how you are is acceptable, how you are is beautiful, how you are is normal. I've also had people say like they don't believe they're as cute or as sexy with their natural hair, or they feel like a little kid with their natural hair or whatever. And it's like, I don't know about you, but I've seen some badass big haired natural girls walking around. I don't know, like you really have to change your mindset. That's really a big like key part that people have to do. It's very subconscious and very deep rooted in people, to the point where like even I sometimes still like find myself saying things I'm like, whoa, Pierre, oh, that wasn't even right. Like, so it's like, it's everybody. It's not even just like one person or even you. It's everybody has their own idea of what's like okay in society or whatever, but you have to like, the first step is acknowledging that you know that's a problem, and to basically finding ways to fix the problem, or like re-brainwash yourself, or unlearn things that you know are not okay. Oh, which leads also into like men not being accepting of your natural hair. Whew, okay. Yes, of course you want your man to love you and think you're beautiful and find you attractive and all of that, and like your hair, of course. But honestly, from my experience and from a lot of my people I know who's experienced, different types of men, you will attract different types of men based off like certain things about yourself. So let's just talk about hair. If you wear your hair straight all the time, you're going to attract a certain kind of man. If you wear your hair natural all the time, you're going to attract another kind of man. So, and I say that or even weaves. If you wear weaves, you're going to attract a certain kind of man. And it's like, you want to attract a man that's going to accept you for you. Whether you decide to wear a weave, whether you decide to straighten your hair, whether you decide to wear your hair curly or kinky, you want a man that's open-minded enough to be okay and to be accepting and loving of those things. You don't want a man that's going to be like, oh, I liked you better with your weave. Oh, I liked you better with your hair straight. No. No, no. If he doesn't like you for how you are naturally, he doesn't like you. That's it. He doesn't like you. And not even that, he doesn't like himself. If you're dating a man that's like, oh, I don't know, I don't really like your natural hair, especially if he's a black man, and he's like, oh, I don't know, I don't really like your natural hair, I like it better when it's straight. Is your mama's hair straight? Is your hair straight? No, it's not. Okay, so why are you saying you like my hair straight, better straight, and your hair is not even naturally straight? Basically, you're saying you don't like your hair. That's a problem. They're insecure, and you do not want to date insecure men. Like, you do not want to date insecure men. It's not even just about hair. It's an overall experience. Insecure men it's not the way to go. Trust me, okay? Like, I legit had somebody tell me that their boyfriend told them, please get a relaxer. I don't like your natural hair. And then I looked at her, and like, you can kind of see the insecurity in the person, and I was just like, She was like, oh, he has to get over it, he has to get over it. I'm like, no, you need to get over him. You need to find a new man, because that is not okay for a man to be that okay with telling you, I don't like your natural hair, can you please get a relaxer? You want me to do something that's harmful to my body? Seriously? Because you're not okay with me having curly, kinky hair? No. No, boo. Bye-bye. And this also goes into like, stop trying to please people. Like, you cannot please people 100% of the time. You can't do it. You really want to be able to please yourself. Try to please yourself 100% of the time. More so than anyone else. That's the bottom line. You stop trying to please people. Like, you have to stop letting people be like allowing people to be comfortable talking to you in a way that's not okay. And the first step of building confidence is learning when to say no, learning when to say stop, learning when to say that's enough. For instance, boyfriend, I don't really like your hair like that. Pause. You're not gonna tell me you don't like my natural hair, because this is what God gave me. It goes on my head, and if you don't like my natural hair, then you don't like me, and if you don't like me, then you need to get the step in. As soon as you say that, then he's like, whoa. He might say, well, you got an attitude problem, bye. All right, then bye. You don't need to be around him in the first place. But if he's like, oh, never thought about it like that. You know what, you're right, I'm sorry, let me reanalyze this, and you know what, that is your natural hair, and you know what, you're beautiful with it. That is a keeper, okay? So you have to like set boundaries for people and let them know what is okay and not okay to say to you, what is okay and not okay for them to think about you. Otherwise, they're toxic. And in that case, they need to be out of your life. You do not need toxicity in your life, and you do not need to be having that kind of circle around you. And if that kind of people is around you, you need to say bye. I had a friend who was going natural, and her mother was saying to her, she did a wash and go, and her mother said, okay, so when are you gonna do your hair? And she's like, what? This is my hair is done. And she's like, no, when are you gonna do your hair? And she was just like, and she let her mother, I wouldn't say her mom was the main key factor in convincing her. There's other things, but I would just say she let her mother convince her that it was that her hair was not done, that her hair did not look good, that it was untamed, that it wasn't acceptable in the work environment. There was all this stuff. Like, that is your mother, and that is your mother's issues, not yours. You are the progressor. You're trying to be progressive. You're trying to be, you know, moving forward in life and being accepting and loving of yourself. You don't need your mother to tell you that, especially at a grown age. You need to tell your mother, Mom, stop. You birthed me. You gave me this hair. Okay? This is my natural hair. You have this hair too. I'm trying to embrace and love my natural hair, and I do not need you telling me or talking down to me about it. Okay? Do not talk down about my hair again. Boom. And you set that boundary, and if she crosses the boundary again, there needs to be a consequence. You may not visit her next week. You may not come by for dinner. Whatever. You have to like set boundaries with people, especially if you're trying to build yourself up in order to, and you have to be very sacred in your circle. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard to build that confidence, because you're going to constantly be letting people overcome your own thoughts, overcome your own mind. So that's another way to build confidence with your natural hair. This honestly leads to like a whole bunch of other things in your life when it comes to building confidence, but in the natural hair, I know it's a sensitive topic for a lot of Black women. This is like a big thing for a lot of Black women, so that's why I'm touching on it. Also too, you have to understand that like, if you don't like your hair, nobody else is gonna like it. If you don't enjoy, or if you don't like anything, if you don't think you could dress, people aren't gonna think you could dress. Like, you have to, even if it's ugly. I know y'all have seen some people like wearing some funky stuff, some crazy stuff, some crazy makeup, some crazy hair, some crazy shoes, and you're like, ew, what's she doing? But as soon as you see her strut down the hall, strut down the hall, down the road, whatever, you're like, well, it looks good for her. Oh, it looks good on her. Oh, she could do that. And it's because you know that she exudes confidence and she can do anything she wants because she's confident. And you have to have that same confidence so you could do whatever you want, and other people will not even think to judge you about it, or you wouldn't even think to judge yourself about it, because you're confident in yourself. So the confidence is, it's wearing the clothes aren't wearing you, kind of thing, I guess. So it's like, you have to believe it. Like, for instance, my hair is in twists. All right, some people have called these my Marcus Houston twists or hairdo, or called my hair what is it? I don't know. Whatever. I have my hair in this little cut, like middle part cut twist. For most girls, they wouldn't think of this as an ideal hairstyle, I guess, because it's very like, it's short, it's boyish, it's you know, whatever the reason, right? But I'm wearing it. Why? Because I like how juicy and fat and amazing my twists are. My hair is super moisturized in this style. It's easy, it's convenient. I just love this style. I think it's really cute. But I understand too that not a lot of people will also think this style is cute, or think or want to wear this style themselves, or have the confidence to wear this style. But I've been getting so many compliments on my hair from women and men, mostly men. Hey boo, you cute. Oh, I like your hair. Oh, hey shorty, what you do? Oh, you got cute hair. It's a cute hairdo. Oh, I like your hair. Everywhere I go, men are talking about how they love my hair. And honestly, probably like 10 years ago, I would have never dreamed of wearing this hairstyle. And I would have thought, oh my God, that is not cute. I am not wearing it. But I'm wearing it now because I like it now. My standards have changed. And because it's my fucking hair. And I want to wear my hair the way I want to wear it. And I don't care about what you think. Also too, like, when it comes to my boyfriend, I have a very supportive boyfriend. My boyfriend is pretty much down for whatever I want to do. Pretty much when it comes to myself. And he loves my hair. Actually, he wears this hairstyle himself. Whatever. Like, maybe to some people it's weird, but to us it's like whatever. Like, he loves me and he thinks I'm a bad bitch. So it don't really matter. And to me, it's like that I am very confident. I'm in a place in my life where I'm really confident in myself and what I'm doing and what I want to do and whatever. It shows, it exudes off of me. So when I walk down the street and someone sees my hair, for one, it is a nice hairstyle, but again, it's not the typical sexy, like sexy bad bitch hairstyle, I guess, but I'm making it a sexy bad bitch hairstyle for me. So that shows for other people, and other people are like, damn, I like your hair, damn, you're cute, damn, you're sexy, like whatever. So you have to exude that confidence and really believe it. And honestly, that starts with the steps I said earlier of like really watching someone else and doing it as well. Like doing it. You can't just watch somebody and be like, oh, I wish I could wear my hair curly, or oh, I wish I could do that. Like, no, you also have to try it for yourself. You also have to be like, all right, I'm gonna wear my hair curly tomorrow. And maybe you start off by wearing it around people that you trust or people who you know are very supportive of you, like your boyfriend or your friends or your mom or whoever you feel is supportive of you. Start off wearing your hair like that around them. And then they're like, oh, it's cute. Oh, I like it. Oh, girl, look how, oh, your curls are popping. And that will also help build some confidence in you as well. And then of course you then have to do the next step, which is actually go out in public and go out to work or whatever with the style, and then just kind of like, no matter what, just have a force field around yourself and know, like, I like my hair like this. You don't have to like it. I like it. And over time, like, especially if you keep doing it, it will build. And you don't have to do it like cold turkey. You could definitely do it little by little. I mean, I did mine little by little. Like I said, I had heat damage for a really long time. I cut all my hair off to try to start over like this before, 5 years ago. Fell back into the whole heat damage scheme again. And after that, I was just, after I got to a point where I realized what I was doing, I was like, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to enjoy my real texture. So I grew it out, and over time I chiseled away at it. And then I got to a point where it was getting bigger and bigger, and like, and I just, over time, it gradually let me grow into the way my hair is now. And as my hair gets longer, it's gonna get big and huge and long, but I'm already at a place where I'm okay with how that looks, or okay with, I actually think it's beautiful. Like now I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait till my hair is so big and long, because it looks bomb now. Like I love my shape, I love my cut, I love my texture, I love all my textures, I love everything about my hair. Even though it can be annoying sometimes, it's still like something I love. Which also leads into my next thing is, okay, let's just say you've had heat damage for a really long time, right? And you're just like, I can't wear my hair curly because I have heat damage. My hair looks crazy. I don't have curls. Like, what the hell? You're gonna have to transition. And transitioning is a good way of taking it slow, because you're slowly growing out that texture, which you could do in the meantime, like do twist outs or braid outs or anything, or buns even, to like ease your way into it and gradually cut away, and you'll gradually see it come out and become what it is naturally. And that gives you a nice smooth transition into accepting what you already have. So it's not so drastic, I guess. But eventually you're gonna have to learn how to like do your own hair. And of course, YouTube is a great way. Going to a professional that you know is actually genuinely into natural hair. For instance, Princhelle, I researched her like OD before I went to her, and I learned that she really cares about natural hair. She's open to answering my questions. She's open to telling me like how to do stuff on my own, and giving me really good advice and knowledgeable advice on natural hair and on my hair based off what she saw in my hair, and all the stuff worked. And just having the trust in her gave me the confidence to like also do right for my own hair. And a sexy haircut will make you feel confident as hell. So like for me, I've had heat damage all this time. I've been gradually cutting away at it, and I finally got to a point where my hair was so choppy because I had cut my bangs here, my layers were up here, my nape was down here, and I felt crazy because I'm like, my hair looks crazy because it's all types of lengths, and like I still have some heat damage right here. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do? So I was like, you know what, F it. I'm gonna get a really nice haircut and start over. And that is what I did, and I am so in love with my cut. I don't even care that my hair's short. Like, I really, for me, short hair is a means to an end. Like, I think short hair could be really cute, and I do actually enjoy short hair in the process of short hair. But at the end of the day, I am gonna grow my hair out to get back to long hair and beyond, because that is what I enjoy on myself. So, but it's really nice in the meantime to have a nice cut, to have a nice shape, for it to be so juicy and healthy. That gives me the joy that I need while I'm waiting for my long hair. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Again, I mean, I felt like I was a little all over the place with this video, but I was just trying to just give you some key points on what you can do to gain confidence. And I guess the rundown is to, you know, block any toxic people who are not supportive of what you're trying to do, to watch other YouTubers or watch other girls on Instagram or anything, or social media, who have similar textures to you. Again, you can watch other girls that have looser textures or even tighter textures as you, but just try not to get curl envy, because that is kind of hindrance to your confidence. So if you find yourself saying, oh my God, I wish my hair was like hers, oh my God, I wish my hair was like her texture or whatever, then you need to like kind of fall back on that person and start looking at people who have a similar texture to you. I do that sometimes. Sometimes I'll be like, oh my God, her hair, like for instance, Heather Banny. Heather Banny's hair is probably like a 3A, 3B, and she has this big, voluminous, long ass hair, and it's gorgeous because she barely has any shrinkage, and it's huge and it's long. So I'm like, oh my God, her hair is gorgeous. But then I had to think when I start feeling myself getting like, oh my God, I want my hair like that. Then I have to like rein it in and be like, you know what? Let me go watch Tiffany Laban, because Tiffany Laban's hair is big and long and probably about the same length as hers, but just bigger because it's a different texture. And I'm just like, oh. And I feel at home because it's like I have that already. I have that texture, and I'm gonna get to that length eventually. I just gotta take care of my hair, and it just makes you feel confident again, I guess. So, or more excited about your process again, because you're watching someone who resembles yourself. That is the end of this video on how to gain confidence with your natural hair. If you have any more questions, or if I think of anything else, I'll put that in the comments. But if you have any more questions on how to gain confidence with your natural hair, make sure you leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.